Hey, it's Paul Jang, and today we're going to be talking about land investing in the United States. What are the best places to invest in land? Now, whenever we're talking about best, we're going to be a little bit subjective, but I'll kind of give a couple case studies. Some things you're going to have to consider is, are you looking for smaller deals when you're investing in land, or are you going to look at some of the bigger ones? A lot of the coastal areas have some of the more expensive lots, but they're also usually smaller unless you go more rural. If you're in land investing the way that I am, some of the best places that I like to invest is kind of more on the southwest side. You know, places where it's more rural and you get bigger acreage. My typical buyer is someone that is looking to put an RV on their land, or an ATV, potentially a mobile home in the future, or they might want to go hunting, or be around like water. So it kind of depends on what you want to do with the land, but that's kind of my typical areas. So southwest areas would be places like Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma. I don't know if I said Arizona is really popular, but those are the places that I tend to focus on. If land investing is kind of your first entry point into real estate, I might consider being a little bit closer to home. So if you live in, Michigan, there's a lot of like deals right around that Michigan area that you can find rural lots and do very well. So all the states pretty much, you can get pretty phenomenal deals. The only state that I would probably stay away from is probably Hawaii, just because the landmass is a lot smaller than other states. And maybe Alaska too, unless you're really familiar with that area, just because it's kind of more out. But besides that, I'll consider either the Southwest region, because you could find property inexpensively and then basically flip them for cash or for terms. But if you want it to be closer to home, you go ahead and do that and do it right in your state. And there's a lot of land investors that just invest right in their state, and it could just be one or two, three counties that they really focus on, and they do extremely well, right? Because you could hit up the smaller lots and then you could kind of work your way up to the bigger ones if you focus on those couple counties. So those are some of my thoughts. The way you can kind of figure all this information out is I tend to use LandWatch for a lot of my data. So if you type in like land in whatever state or county, basically LandWatch will be one of the top couple listing sites. Some of the other popular ones are Lands of America. Zillow will usually show up as well. Zillow, just so you're forewarned, it's syndicated through the MLS. They're just usually overpriced with realtors, and a lot of those land like ultimately don't sell. So like I would stick with like LandWatch or Lands of America, one of those land listing sites, to kind of filter through the counties that people are investing in, and they're doing really well. That means that you could go in and also invest into those areas and expect similar results, right? If you're seeing a lot of investors doing very well in a certain county, hey, there's like activity here, there's a place where I can get good deals and then ultimately sell them for profit in the future. Consider that, and then also consider if you're thinking, whenever you're investing in land, specifically in the United States, consider if you're gonna be holding it for the long term or if it's gonna be a short-term flip. Generally, all of my deals are really short-term flips. It's very rarely that I'll have a piece of land for a year or more, right? So we're talking within a year span, I'll generally buy it and then sell it. So those are, for at least the taxes, the way taxes are done in the United States, basically those are considered short-term flips, right? Kind of more of a dealer than an investor. But if you are kind of projecting and you want to invest kind of for the long term and you want to just hold land, basically what you could do is you could put it in a Roth IRA, and there's companies out there that basically will let you hold different investment assets, and basically you could hold that for potential tax-free growth, if you're kind of holding on to it like until retirement. Those are some of the thoughts. Like if you're projecting like, hey, I'm gonna buy a piece of land like in the outskirts of a city, right? And I'm projecting that, hey, 10, 20 years down the road, there's gonna be a lot of development and this land will, be much more profitable. And you could actually flip the land right in an IRA account. Those are some of the thoughts with some of the best places to invest in land and some of the things you have to concern yourself with when you are deciding where you want to buy land. If you want some of the cheaper spots, go to the southwest area. If you want, for it to feel closer to home, go ahead and do that. Just kind of reference your points with LandWatch and see where you're at with your business, if it's going to be a long-term hold or more of a flip. Okay, so that's it. If you can, subscribe and like this video. It helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you could put in the comments any questions you might have or any videos you want to see in the future, let me know. This channel is about building multiple streams of income. And have a good one. Bye.